going to be moving on to USA Hockey with the new American Development Model initiative and as a regional manager. A real difficult decision, but one that we're really excited about. My wife is here, and we did this together, and thanks Amy Joe for all that. Excited to be, the new development model. It's a ground floor initiative with the National Hockey League sponsoring it, and to be getting involved at the ground floor is exciting. Working with USA Hockey people is something I'm really looking forward to. I've had some great moments as a player and a coach with USA Hockey, and just excited to be moving on and with them. But most importantly, the ability to be here in Bowling Green, and stay here in Bowling Green and operate out of our home, Bowling Green, is what made this possible. As I mentioned, it was an extremely difficult decision. I want to, again, thank Greg and Paul Krebs and Jana for giving me this opportunity to be here. This is, Bowling Green is a great place, and certainly a great place for to be a hockey player, and for myself, a hockey coach. There's nothing I wanted more, and I had that opportunity, and every step of the way has been enjoyed every day. Being around you guys and Kevin every day and getting information. It's been really neat to be back and be a part of it. Looking back, some of the players have been they've had, and one of them here, Kyle Page is here, the captain of our team. He is first class as they get, and Greg mentioned that about our team, and a lot of what was done is because of Kyle. In the last 20 years of coaching, we had a lot of players who've been pretty unique on and off the ice, and Kyle's one of them, and that's the opportunity to be around guys like that every day, and I look forward to watching Kyle finish off his career here in great ways. The coaches, I think of, back to Kevin Patrick and Dan Cole, Dougie, and now with Dennis here, the ability to work with some of the top young coaches in college hockey is something that not everyone gets that opportunity. I've been fortunate every day to be able to bounce ideas and tell some jokes and just have a great working relationship with really solid people, great hockey minds, and Willie's coming on board here, and he is going to do an outstanding job. I think one of the things that I always thought, the passion for Bowling Green is there with a lot of people. When I arrived 7 years ago, that was the biggest part of coming back, and I know Willie's got that same passion for everything that's happened in this room, the players, the teams that have made this program special. Willie's got that, and he's going to do a tremendous job taking over and leading our program. He's a first-rate guy, and certainly Amy and I wish Dennis and Holly all the best, and we're here. We're around for any help necessary, but I'll thank everybody for coming out today. Again, thanks for the great 7 years, Terry, Marta, for all the help. Really appreciate it. It's been great. So, with that, Greg, you want to go over?
A couple of quick notes about Dennis and the transition. When Scott approached me about, I think a week or 10 days ago, about his opportunity with USA Hockey, our conversation, as we looked at some different options, very quickly turned toward Dennis. And let me get into some specifics about, I think, why Dennis stood out as the right choice right now. First of all, it's the package that Dennis brings to the table. Here's a guy that, like Scott, bleeds orange and brown, and I think that's important given the circumstances right now and where our program is. But to have somebody who has that Bowling Green background in the head coach's chair, I think is an important piece. And his background from a coaching standpoint, again, I think speaks for itself. He brings a nice set of experiences. Certainly Division I experience, but then also he's been a head coach. He's been a head coach before, and again, given our circumstances, I think that's important. He's taken a program at Neumann that wasn't in great shape and rebuilt it to built it to a consistent winner, and then some similarities to what Dave Clausen experienced in football, where built it to a national championship at Richmond with the players that he recruited, and that's what Neumann did just this past spring. So the other thing that I think Dennis brings a passion and really a lot of energy from a recruiting standpoint. I think you're going to see that this fall with the players that he certainly helped bring in. That we're going to have some fresh faces at Bowling Green. We're excited about that. And the other thing that I think Dennis understands, as we've talked over the last couple of days, is that he and the players are going to try to focus this year on controlling what they can control. And that certainly are the priorities of academics and what the team does on the ice. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dennis for a few comments.
Thanks, Greg. Before I start, I just want to thank Greg for this chance to come back and be the head coach this coming season. Obviously, it's quite an honor to come back to Bowling Green, where I spent, like Scott, not quite as many years as Scott has, but as a player, as a graduate under Scott, now back as an assistant into this position. It's real exciting for myself and my family. Second of all, obviously a special thanks to Scott. As Greg touched on, over this past year, people don't get to see the insides of them and knows his care for this program, to care for the hockey, and for Bowling Green in general. And I've learned a lot from him throughout this past year that I'm going to look to take on to the following year here as well. But not only has he became such a good mentor for me, someone I learned from, but a great friend. And as he said earlier, my wife Holly can't be here, but all the family brought us in and made us feel real welcome here, and I thank you for that, Scott. My wife couldn't be here, but obviously everyone knows a happy wife is a happy coach, and she had to work today, but she's real ecstatic about staying here at Bowling Green, and we'd really like to thank the community for bringing us in and welcome us here. It was a move to come up here from Huntsville, and she has nothing but great things here, and was real ecstatic about staying on here for this position. So I'd like to thank her for all her encouragement and support. In terms of this coming season, your expectations of Bowling Green hockey is that I want to excel in our three areas that I've kind of defined, and that's, first of all, they're here as a student athlete, so the classroom is a must. We've got to stay up on our academics. Bowling Green hockey's had a tradition of great grades out there, and we're going to continue that and push to make sure that we excel in that area. Second of all is on-ice performance. As we all know, we want to get as high as we can in our conference and in our league. And with my passion and guidance of Bowling Green and having that kind of bridge with our returning players, our incoming freshmen, I feel confident we're going to be out there every night and playing hard-nosed Falcon hockey and making our way right back up that standings. And the third thing I want to make sure that I make note of, that what we want to accomplish is getting out. And getting out is both on campus and off campus. I take high regards in us getting out there and helping out, whether it's with youth hockey in schools or in churches or whatever it may be, out there in hospitals, but I want to make sure people see us. We're Bowling Green hockey, and we're proud of who we are. And as we begin this process of recruiting athletes, no different than what Scott has done. Character athletes is what we're looking for. Guys that can do it both in the classroom and on the ice. And that's not going to change. Expectations will be very high. In terms of that, our goal is to make noise this year. And as Greg said once already, as a hockey team, as a staff, and as players that I talked to this morning, we can only control what we can control. And that's us in the classroom, us out in the town, and us on the ice. Everything else, that's over here. That's just noise. That's something we don't need. We're worrying about us as a program moving forward, healthy, and get ready to go this coming season. So with that said, again, I really greatly appreciate this chance. Again, thanks to Greg and thanks to Scott for everything he's done for this program. And I do